Hello, glorious dudes and dudettes. It's us, the Getting Real crew. I am Michael Thomas Buckner.
And I am Jared Dugan Roberts Jr., and I don't like saying it out loud.
I had a feeling your name was weird, and that's why you went by JD.
Yeah.
But it was weirder than I expected. What's up, everybody? We've watched Bill and Ted Face the Music, and I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Bill and Ted fan because I'm sure there's someone out there that's bigger than me. But I based a lot of my personality as a kid off of Bill and Ted. And I'm glad to have finally watched the end of the trilogy.
We've waited a long time for this movie. It's been talked about for the last 10, 15 years, and it's here. So, 2020, is it looking up? Who knows?
Well, no.
But it's a glimmer of hope.
Exactly. It is the type of movie you need in this type of year. They're meant to save the world with their music. It never happens. Now they're old, and their kids are growing up, and they never made the music, and they sort of just play like open mic nights. And they're tasked with coming up with the song that saves the universe, saves reality, actually.
Yes.
And they go on some hijinks. We got a great cast. You got Christian
Oh, yeah.
Shaw, of course, Keanu Reeves and Alex
Keanu
Winter.
Reeves. Yes.
But you have Samara Weaving. You have Bridget Lundy Payne. You have all types of people, actually. Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. You have Beck Bennett in a surprise. I'm sure it was not a surprise, but we talked about this literally last night, and I was like, "Oh my god, I called it!" Like, it's so cool. We won't give it away.
No.
But Ted's dad is back, Deputy Logan.
I saw the reviews, and they were like, well, it doesn't really hold up to the originals. And I see where the reviews are going because, like, the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's kind of slow. But once it picks up, it feels exactly like a Bill and Ted movie.
It does take a few minutes to readjust, kind of what Keanu Reeves is. It's mostly Keanu Reeves. Like, Alex Winter is, to me, he seems like a pretty normal dude. We don't see him in a ton, but he pops up here and there. So it's easy to be like, well, that's just Bill, But for Keanu Reeves, you're like, no, that's John Wick. That's Neo. The first 10 minutes were like an adjustment to be like, okay, this is not Keanu Reeves. This is Ted Theodore Logan. But yeah, once it kind of finds its groove, it goes, and it's fun.
The best thing to me was the two daughters.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know this, but me and JD are fathers to daughters. And so we talk about a lot, but anytime there's a father-daughter anything, we're just like, whoop, got me.
By the end of it, I was like, oh my God, am I getting emotional at this villain? I get I just nostalgic me, at the end of Bogus Journey when they played the Kiss song, it always, I was like, yeah. But this was a whole nother whoa, man, and it's not even, and I look at it it's not even that deep. But yeah, if you're a dad to daughters, this movie's gonna can get you.
They do an amazing job at imitating, but not copying who Bill and Ted originally were.
They were doing things that I'm like, oh, it's weird. It was almost so it kind of makes up for Keanu not having it being pitch perfect, that they were so on point too.
William Sadler comes back as Death, and man, I just love that scene at the end of the movie. It's sort of a spoiler because it sort of is near the end of the movie. So
yeah,
but William Sadler as Death is probably it's funny to be Denzel Washington, his peak performance is Training Day, or Tom Hanks is Castaway. William Sadler's is Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he's back. I think that he loves it. At least it's not one of those things I guess I'll do it because it was huge. But he loves it, and he's selling it. He's still got that accent. I was worried too that because we see that montage at the end of Bogus Journey that you're like, okay, well, how are they going to deal with that? But then it does address some of those things, spoiler alert, Death's kind of getting its own solo career and what that does to the band.
We didn't see Station, which I'm bummed about, but I don't know. Kid Cudi's character seems like he's a exposition heavy sort of character. but also seems to be more than what he actually is. So it's confusing. It's like maybe he is Station, but also I have no idea.
Because it's such a, and to me, it's not like Station was like a thing that everyone said. Like this wasn't like a be excellent to each other moment. Like that didn't happen in the second one. So when, again, spoiler, when he says Station to them, you're like, no one else but Station does that. There's no other way. So maybe in this world, Station has become Kid Cudi, brought us great music, and is really into interdimensional travel and realities, because it sets up the movie to be like, oh, they're gonna have to maybe go and like mix and match, like, okay, well, Jesus is here, and so and Kid Cudi's there, and George Washington's here, and it does a great job of having like setting it up, but then be like, okay, well, that's not really what we're doing, and Bill and Ted kind of go on their adventure, and then their kids go on another adventure, they kind of meet, and so it was a nice surprise, like it sets it up to be like, we're going to do the same thing we did in the first movie, but then kind of changes it up, which I love.
It's just a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's got a good message. And the funny thing about the Bill and Ted movies is there's never a villain. And when you think there's a villain, they turn it on its head, like the stupid robot.
and they set it up to be like, oh, is this the new death guy? Is he like the new, like, oh, he's the villain, but now he's the good guy and he's kind of annoying, but they just make it even more annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so, like, he has some of the best moments at the end too.
I like how they play with the idea of like Isaac Asimov's robot laws, and like, oh my God, it's one of the, Bill and Ted is one of the more deep movies, but also at the same time, it's just a chill vibe, and
it's so weird.
How many most triumphants out of 10 would you give this?
A solid like 7.5. Most triumphant, right? It's plural.
Yeah. All right, I haven't practiced this, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a most triumphant 8 out of 10. Yeah. I think it's 8. But if it's 9, I'll be okay with that too.
I mean, if you love Bill and Ted, you should definitely check out this movie. If you're curious, go watch the first 2, and then check this. It just makes me happy.
I did like how they put a small 69 joke in there.
Yeah,
it's not big.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a lot. Like, I thought that was just gonna be the number. Like, they were just gonna be like, 6'9", but they didn't. Which is, restraint, and I appreciate.
I admire that.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes, but also social distance.
And wear a mask.
Basically, don't leave your house. So if you don't know Bill and Ted, just like if you'd never know what the Goonies are, I'm confused why you even watch these videos.
What are you doing? Go do something else.